What's up? What's happening? Once again, it is your boy Chris Harris coming to you after a Rockets loss this time around. Um, 109 Boston Celtics, 86 Houston Rockets. Quick glance at the box score, real quick. You know how we do. Jeff Green, 29 minutes, 2 of 3 shooting, 7 points. Dylan Brooks, 30 minutes, 4 of 13 shooting, 2 of 6 from the 3 point line, 10 points. Alperen Şengün, 29 minutes, 6 of 15 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 14 points. Fred Van Vliet, 30 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line, 8 points. Jalen Green, 35 minutes, 10 of 21 from the field, 5 of 13 from the 3 point land, 27 points. Cam Whitmore, one of the first people off the bench, 34 minutes, 4 of 17 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3 point land, 11 points. Jayshawn Tate, 18 points. 18 minutes, 0 points. Steven Adams, 7 minutes, 6 points. Jock Landale, 5 minutes, 3 points. Aaron Holiday, 19 minutes, 0 4, 0 points. Reed Shepard, 5 minutes, 0 points. So, real quick, first and foremost, the big story coming out of this game, Jabari Smith, before the game, we've lost him for a month or two. Literally 1 to 2 months. Really big loss for the team. He's been playing outstanding. I've been critical of Jabari in the past. Again, if you follow me, you know this. So I give him his flowers while he's doing good. He's been playing really well for the majority of the season, and he will be missed. Nothing else much. It's a broken finger, a metatarsal in his hand, his left hand. So again, 1 or 2 months for recovery time. Hopefully, it's weird. It's bad timing. I don't think he would be included in trade talks necessarily, but to lose him before the trade deadline obviously sucks. Lose him just for the games and as an individual that may have been discussed in trades just sucks. So there's that. The story coming out of the game probably is Jalen Green. Pretty good Jalen game for the most part. Played excellent defense during stretches. Was on fire during stretches. When you're trying to record something like this, I take notes. Like you tend to pay close attention to kind of the ebbs and flows of the game. And Jalen is really the most chaotic player I can remember seeing. Like he'll come down and hit like 2 or 3 threes in a row, look amazing, and then like immediately throw an air ball up and lose his man on the in transition. Like it's really something to behold. I think he had 2 big breakdowns to start the game defensively. Then he had immediately had a turnover, and then it was bad to start, and then he came back and had a couple good defensive plays, and then went back the other way and started doing CTE stuff, as the boy Frank says on his pod. And came back and hit some threes, looked beautiful, kind of back and forth like that for the majority of the night. But he played, especially for Jalen, he played well. Şengün had Şengün looked really good in the first half. But then Boston came out and did a double big lineup. That's really the thing when it comes to Houston. If you can figure out how to shut down Şengün, there's not really a counter. Everyone kind of scores off his gravity, and if he's not able to really distort your defense, and you're able to kind of get what you want defensively while shutting down Şengün, there's not really much we can do. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm a big advocate for grabbing De'Aaron Fox or Devin Booker or whoever else may become available at the deadline. Preferably one of those two. Preferably De'Aaron Fox, because I think he's a much more dynamic playmaker on his own, which I think would help quite a bit. Booker's more. I think Booker is an excellent secondary piece. If he was like he's a 1A, he's a 1A, I don't know about that. And again, if he was really that good, why would the Suns be so bad? I don't know. I have a lot of questions about Devin Booker. He even traditionally, historically, before the last couple of years, he's been a scorer who kind of like Jalen in a way, where it's kind of an empty like the empty shot diet. Like you could go for 80 and your team still lose. So like I said, I have questions about not to say that I don't want Devin Booker, but I do have questions about his 1A-ness, I guess. That sounded bad. Pause. Um, we had Dylan Brooks had a decent game. Very Dylan Brooksy. He played defense, shot, okay, I guess, 4 of 13. Was probably one of our better starters. He was our best starter in terms of plus minus. I think he, defended well, pretty well, stayed out of foul. Well, he kind of got in foul trouble a little bit. But out of our starters, I think he played the best. I wanted to touch on Cam Whitmore briefly. He was a little bit. I think he played pretty decent defense. The play that I think most people that I saw on Twitter for the few moments that I was on there during the game was him driving into three, trying to force the issue in transition. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't good. It wasn't the play that he should have made in that circumstance. So I don't want to sound like that. I'm trying to say that it's okay. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't his best play of the night. We know where Cam is coming from. We know where he started. Like what I would compare it to is when you first started seeing Jalen, when you first started seeing Sengun, rookie, early sophomore year type of things. Like they would do, you would see highlight reel stuff. Like you would see Sengun do some Magic Johnson, type center type passes and stuff, and then you see him throw the ball in the stands, way in the second row, up there, second section. There's a learning curve with young players, and he's still just 20 years old. Like the kid is a kid, and he's gonna have moments that he's just not good. His shot wasn't on tonight. He had once they kind of once Boston went big. It was hard. It was difficult for our guys to really get anything in the paint, get anything going downhill. So that caused a struggle in and of itself. So there were a lot. Because even Jalen, even though he had a pretty good game, it was mostly from the mid range and from the 3-point land. As far as I can see, I may have missed a little bit talking with the kids and the wife. I think I dozed off at the end of the third quarter. But pause. But anyway. From what I saw, and I don't think that I missed much competitive basketball, but Jalen, Cam in particular, I think once they kind of started choking off the paint, there wasn't a lot that he could get going because his jumper was not falling tonight. I think he gave you good energy. He gave most of his decisions were actually okay. He passed the ball out. He didn't let the ball stick. The couple times that he tried to force the issue, I think a lot of the times it was because the offense was stagnant. There was a lot of dribbling, and we had a lot of instances like that in the game where we couldn't get penetration. They were kind of stacking the box a little bit, and we couldn't. We would settle for outside shots, so we would try to break our man down 1-on-1, and that's going to happen when you're singularly dependent on Sengun and again his gravity to generate and create offense. It's just like that. Again, it's not a recipe for long-term success. You have to have another agent, preferably a perimeter guy that works alongside in conjunction with Sengun in order to be successful. This kind of shows you the difference between where we are and where the true contenders are. I don't think that anything abnormal besides our injury woes and with Jabari being out. Being out due to suspension. Tari and his situation. But besides the injuries played a really big role because we lost a lot of length. We lost, some of our better shooters in Bari, Tariq hit a J. We lost, we lost a lot of, what kind of has kept our men really can't hit a jump, but he can hit a corner three. Will play heck of defense. We lost a lot of what made our team a defensive juggernaut to begin the season. And you can, if you can't get use the shin hub, the center post gravity to generate offense, you can still get out in transition. And we weren't able to do that with any consistent regularity throughout the game. And like I said, this kind of again shows you kind of where the big leagues are and where we're trying to get to, and we aren't there yet. And it shows you how far we need to go. And it's not, we have a couple moves I think we need to make. But for shooting, obviously, we need. I would love to get again a more dynamic playmaker. Fred has been deferring to Jalen, which I think is the better play. And I would like to touch on that too briefly before I go. I think transitioning from Fred on ball 99% of the time, Jalen on ball 1% of the time to more Jalen is the. If I'm gonna keep Jalen, then and I'm trying to find a space for him. The better play, in my opinion, is to try to mold him into a more of a point guard. The reason I say that, he doesn't have point guard instincts. He's not. It's not the type of transition that like the Harden made when he went from the 2 to the 1. But you don't need him to be Harden. You don't need him to be the really true engine of the team. You have Şengün to supplement the playmaking that Jalen does. So it's not necessary that he's the driving, making the skip passes and these amazing defensive reads. For him to be a successful quote unquote point guard, that wouldn't be necessary. What would be necessary is that he's able to read the defense well enough, pass well enough, and give us a more lively partner for the 2-man game with Şengün. That makes more sense to me than to continue to try to play him off ball. He's an awful on-ball player, guys. Like, you played well tonight. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but generally try to get him going. And he was the on-ball presence tonight. He was the on-ball presence in the last game, and he looked better at it again in this game. But again, he needs to have the ball in his hands. If you're gonna keep him, like, again, I don't know what I assume that's the Rockets' long-term plans for him. But I think if you're gonna continue to try to force the Jalen thing, like as a long-term thing, then giving him the ball, allowing him to play off Şengün and Şengün's gravity to get in the 2-man game. As long as he can kind of protect the ball coming down the court, make an entry pass, generate his own gravity with when he's trying to drive and moving without the ball, all that kind of stuff. Then I think it's the logical thing to do. I would do it. At least try it if I was kind of dead set on Jalen being our guy. So at least having a long-term role in this team. The only two things that you really haven't tried yet are really kind of point Jalen and 6-man Jalen. I think that they don't. I think 6-man Jalen is really last resort. So that's where we are. Anyway, with that being said, another quick Rockets recap. Rockets recap episode 2. So that's it. That's all I got. So holla at your boy. I'll be coming in after the game versus the hated Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday. So looking forward to that. I think it's a game. We need that game. Our men will be coming off of suspension. Hopefully, we get Tari back from the leg situation because we need him. We definitely won't have Jabari, unfortunately. I think we match up a little bit better with the Lakers than we do with Boston. Boston's a juggernaut. It's one of the couple of Eastern Conference teams I don't think we have much hope of matching up with currently. Maybe we'll see something different going out, coming down the line. As we get closer to trade deadline, we may hopefully make a move or two. So anyway, with that, it's your boy Chris Harris signing out. Rockets regular. Peace.